Folks, Sunday evening, and I made a door today, and I've now obligated myself to put a picture in here, so, but I'll do that. Not that it matters, but I'm not the kind of person who likes to do stuff with my hands. I'm better at sitting down. I'm 46 years old. Maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know, but I had to make that door. It was like a fence door, like something that you have around the garden. It's outside, and I had to make it on the ground, and man, 2 hours of working on the ground, the body starts complaining after a while, right? And but I don't necessarily understand the signals that my body's giving me, so I keep going. Bad idea. And I don't give up. I gotta finish it. That's what I set out to do, and I did, and it looks good and it works. But God, I hate doing that kind of stuff. But I'm proud of the fact that it's there. That's why I put the picture up on Facebook for those of you who follow me there. And if you don't, you've got the picture now, right? And that has nothing to do with gaming whatsoever. Well, other than the fact that I couldn't be gaming while I was doing that. I briefly thought of putting up my camera to do another Walt's Woody... what did I call it? Woody Workshop? Something. I did one of those before. A long time ago. But I didn't. And but I promised that I would take the chance to do some serious gaming. And I did. I played Monopoly with my daughter. The other day I was watching one of Woodland 37's, Carl's videos. He does a lot of live streaming, sometimes with his daughter Isabella. And one of the streams that he did was Monopoly. And for some reason, Carl can make any game look fun. It's not the first time that I've been tempted to buy something that Carl plays. So this time, I bought Monopoly. I like Monopoly, but I didn't have it on the PS4, obviously, because who does, right? But it was only €4 on PSN, so I bought it. And Carl, if you're watching this, when you choose a different language, the board is localized, so you don't have to edit, but you can edit the board and make like a YouTube Monopoly board, which is fun, I suppose. And I played it with my daughter. But my daughter is like me, and things tend to take too long sometimes. And this game was, one of those Monopoly games where one makes a lot of money and the other loses, and then the balance shifts the other way again. Just keeps going. And we went a couple of laps, but in the end we said, let's quit. So we did. And we turned on the barbecue. I was going somewhere with this. Oh, and I did some Elite Gaming after that. Yeah. So, I'm making a video because I picked something up and I'm going to show you. It's sitting right here. I'm happy with it. But remember the video that I did about, why do we collect? This is one of those things that I thought, why did I buy this? But I'm cool with it because I like it. I'll get into that. Don't worry. I won't take too long. The thing is, the last time that we actually had a video arcade in my country somewhere that I know of is a long time ago. Just a place where you can go, spend your money, put actual coins in the machines, and have a nice time. I think it's a form of having fun that is lost on that has just been forgotten, except for those who were born in my age. And I think the younger generation doesn't even realize how much fun you can have playing video games at an arcade with your friends. Have something to eat, like the arcade club in Manchester. Oh, I'd love to have that, and it's I hear it's pretty successful, and I understand why, because it's fun, right? And you can't say, well, I can play all those games and better at home. Yeah, but you can play crappy games with your friends and have fun and laugh and look over someone's shoulder instead of going to Twitch or whatever, and not be abusive verbally for a change, and just actually have social interaction. It's fun. But I was very happy to hear that in my hometown, a new arcade had been opened. And, of course, it boasted to be the largest in Europe, I believe. Woohoo, and right in my town. So Mark, Lacto, Basilis, and I decided, we have to go there. We have to have a look, and pretty soon too. So we went last Friday. Now it's right in the center of town. You can drive there, but you'd have to park your car. And we decided to take the train, which is just as well. It was a nice day, and we had a lovely walk through the city, which wasn't too busy. Nice weather, good food, pretty ladies. The summer is coming, so short skirts and all that. So. And we get to this GameState place. It's called GameState, right? And I knew there was some retro gaming, but not all. So I was sort of pre-warned about the fact that it wouldn't be just video games. I was ready to discover that there were some other types of games there as well. So we walk in the place. It got off to a bad start. You walk in the place. I know upstairs is the old bowling alley. It's still there. Bison Bowling, right? And you walk in the place, and you walk into a room with basically a big staircase going up. And there's a sign that says Bison Bowling is on the first floor. So, okay. And for the rest, it's all glass walls around the staircase. It's glass walls, and the exit behind you, or behind us. And so you can actually see the arcade. You can actually see the place that you came for, but there's glass walls around it. So I turned around looking for another entrance. Maybe we missed it. But no. How do you get in? That's like... That's like the silliest question that you can have to answer when you go in, when you go for a specific place. You go to a restaurant and say, "How do I get in?" Happened to me once in a hotel. I had a room up in a tower somewhere, and I just couldn't find the place to enter. How do I get to my room? So it's dumb. We couldn't get in, and we could see it. So Mark sort of waves at the wall, and it turns out that on the right side, it's a sliding automatic door. We could see a guy standing there with his back towards us. He was messing around with a machine there. Turns out that guy was a manager, and he didn't bother to say, "Oh, it's in here." So I think asshole. Or put up a sign, or say entrance, or whatever. Make it easy for me. But no. Okay, so we're in, and all we see is like air hockey games, and like button pressing things, and weird stuff like you would see at a carnival or at a... And it's lights. The atmosphere is okay. It's sort of darkish. And there's, like, to the left, you can see the word Pac-Man. And there's a Pac-Man game, but it's not a cabinet. It's like one of those huge walls with, like, extremely pixelated gameplay. It's fun, you know, but it's not really the way to play the game, of course. And way back in the corner, there's, like, 4 pinball machines. And, well, we were looking for the video games. And there was the Star Wars Battle Pod. Now, that is crazy unique, because there's only a few in Europe, and one of them's over there. So how you get something really rare, top of the range, but all the normal stuff isn't there, so we didn't get it. And then you look at the prices, you know, for the way it works. That you buy a card, and you put money on it. And you're supposed to, if you want to play a game, hold it up to like a little section, and it'll deduct the price of the game, and you can play. But all the prices were like $1.49, 69 cents. You know, all kinds of amounts that you put like a 20 on it, and at the end of the evening, you're always left with a little shit bit of money. That you couldn't spend because of the pricing. It's like a rip-off. So, asshole manager, rip-off prices, and no video games. We went in at, I think, 12:01. They opened at 12. We went at 12:01. And at 12:11, we were outside looking at the time, at how much time we spent in there. So, we didn't spend a dime. I looked at Mark. And Mark looked at me, and he said, you know, what do you think? I said, I think I want to leave. And Mark said, yeah, I think I want to leave too. So so we just left. Nothing happened. What a letdown. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to let you down. But I just expected a nice arcade, dark, with video game sounds, you know. And so this afternoon, or no, just now, I read about the guy who owns the place, 34-year-old whippersnapper. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He was born in the 80s. A 90s kid. And born after the arcades would let him in, so he doesn't know. So it should be someone our age, like the guy. I don't know the guy who does the Manchester Arcade Club, which I desperately want to visit, but I'm sure he's in his 40s, definitely. So I was intending to spend money there, and I didn't. And on the way in, we passed a Game Mania store, and I saw. There's loads of games. Game Mania is like a new and used game store. They had 3 switches. They had 3 switches on display. You couldn't buy them because you can't buy a Switch anywhere in this country. Not online, not for real. I got an email from Nintendo if I wanted to do like a questionnaire, like how I thought, okay, this is a great chance to tell them, what's up, Nintendo. You start this great marketing campaign that you pump millions of dollars in, I'm pretty sure, and then you sell no? What kind of strategy is that? But it was all, which video game character do you like most? When's the last time you played this game? All beating around the bush. And then at the end, would you buy a Switch? I said no. Not going to buy a Switch. Why? Because I can't. And I don't want to anymore. So you're too late. I couldn't buy the classic mini. I can remember sitting right here telling the people that watch this this channel that I was sure that the classic mini was going to come back. And it didn't. It never did. Because we stopped producing it. Whatever reason. Oh no, we didn't expect it to do this well. What kind of a crap company are you? If you hit on something good, you don't throw it away. You pump money out of it. Jeez. You've done this before. And then the Switch comes around. Okay, you're in competition with Apple, but why did you let them beat you? Apple wants the same, I don't know, is it chips? It's probably chips. Same components that Nintendo do for the Switch. And guess what? No one has problems getting an Apple iPhone, but the whole world has problems getting a Nintendo Switch. You failed, Nintendo. You failed. But, you know, who cares? I wasn't going to buy another console anyway. Why was I talking about this? God. They had 3. Game Mania had 3 of them. That was amazing. I actually saw someone playing with one. We were looking at the behind of this person. It was a girl. And then we talked to him, and it turned out to be a guy, or at least an in-betweenie. Anyway, that's beside the point. They had a Switch, and they had games, and they had XCOM. And I was watching Labosu77, Owen's channel, who I discovered has a playlist of XCOM. The enemy within unknown enemy. On the PS1 he plays it. And I hate strategy games, but the atmosphere in this game was exciting. I told Dave Price before, Infected Flinch. He said XCOM. I said, XCOM? I've never heard of XCOM. Ooh, bad. So now I know what XCOM is, and still, I don't like strategy games, but the music and the story, it kind of spoke to me. So I was, for 10 euros, they had XCOM for the PS3 and for the 360. So I was doubting. But then we went to the arcade. We didn't spend any money. I came back and I was in a mood to spend something. Not much, but I was in the mood. I was in the mood to buy something. So I was talking to Marco. Should I get this XCOM game? Yeah, maybe you should. I don't know, but I don't like strategy games, so I'm very unlikely to actually play this game. So I didn't. But then we went back to Game Mania, and I found this. And I'm happy with this. For the 360, Sniper Ghost Warrior 2. And I love sniper games. And I have this game. But look, $11.98. And we're sitting in the... I'm going to try and get this sticker off, by the way. It was sitting there. And I was wondering... I was looking at the box to see what was supposed to be in there, and I took the box to the point of sale. It came off beautifully. And I asked the dude, "Do you have everything that belongs to it?" And he said, "Let me take a look." And it did. So I'm going to have a cut in the video, which I've been told is officially not a jump cut, because that has something to do with a change in time or direction or whatever. So there's going to be a cut, and after the cut, which you will likely notice because I'll do a crossfade, and I'll be in this exact same position, so nothing will have changed. It's just a cut. It's still 10 seconds away, but I can already tell you that there's a steelbook involved. Now, who doesn't want to... I thought it was a smoker's steelbook. See? See? Smoker's steelbook. And I'm still here. And a steelbook with a manual and a disc, which is in good shape. There's even a exclusive free DLC. Oh, there's a code. It's probably been used, but it's and even though I already have this game, it's still fun to have. Fun to have a special edition of a game that you like. And look, ooh, the Sniper 2 Ghost Warrior soundtrack sealed. Because who would use this? I don't know. Is it any good? I can't remember the music to. And that is not all, ladies and gentlemen. There is the one-shot kill confidential booklet. Hard case. What is it? A table of contents, warning practices by. Ooh! Oh. Oh, look. Look. I think this is a real sniper. Oh, man. This is a bio. Someone's bio. Let me read the first few lines. In the spring of 2001, I enlisted in the army. I graduated from basic training on September 7th. The next week's events added special urgency and new purpose to my training. By November, I had been assigned to a ranger unit, and I was in Afghanistan by December. Serious shit. After 2 tours in Afghanistan, and the invasion of Iraq, I joined a Stryker battalion's reconnaissance platoon as a sniper. Wow, this is a real... and it says it's the origin of the word sniper, sharpshooter, and ghillie. Now, I've used the word ghillie suit more than once, but I have no idea what it means. So I'll try and skip to the sniper and marksman. We'll get to the ghillie stuff. Firearms. Oh, is this an empty promise? Ammunition. I'm gonna learn so much. This is all stuff when you play Arma 3 and you play it with Giles, Evo Haler. He knows all this stuff, just because he likes it. I know nothing of this stuff, and but I'm gonna learn. I'm going to learn the MSR. It's a Remington. Where's the ghillie suit stuff? Oh, this video is gonna be very long with me looking for the ghillie suit. Oh, here we go. Scottish lords would deploy servants to patrol their lands and protect their game from poachers. Makes sense, doesn't it? These servants fashioned suits that enabled them to blend in with their environment. Some of the suits were reportedly so effective at concealment that they enabled their wearer to grab deer by surprise and drag them back to their lords in a ceremonial mock hunt. These servants were referred to as the ghillies. It still doesn't explain to me, but that may be just my language barrier failing here, or succeeding, because I still don't know what a ghillie is. Anyway, there's that, which is going to be interesting. I'm actually going to read that because I have an actual and active need for that knowledge. So, and there's the Sniper 2 Ghost Warrior art book, which no doubt has concept art and characters design and all that. Not too interested in that. Weapons. Oh, okay. The I recognize the M107. Is that an M107? I don't know. Oh, I think it's actually the AW50. Oh, why didn't I know that? Okay, so weapons and locations. Locations. Ooh. I definitely haven't seen that location yet. So, anyway, before this takes too long, I'm actually very happy to get this set, and it's complete, and for a tenner, and to get a special edition for a game that you like, that's enough explanation for me. Earlier that day, remember that I did the video on back to end of story, next story. I played Polybius, the new Jeff Minter game. I played it on the PS4, which was great. Earlier on the day that I went to GameState, I played it with the PSVR headset at Mark's place, and man, that is enough. My thought on VR is that I need only one game to justify spending money on VR, not the $800-900 that it costs to get the Oculus CV1 or the Vive or whatever, or even the $300-400 that it costs to get the PSVR, which is still you still can't get that for cheap. It's still expensive. The Oculus DK2 is cheap now. The DK1 you can get for $30, new old stock. It's amazing. But PSVR, Polybius, I'm sold. I am sold. Get Polybius. It's totally worth the money. Yeah, it's great. It's you have to like the psychedelic shooter thing, but with the PSVR on, it's amazing. And I wish I had a PSVR. It didn't nauseate me at all. 0%. It was just fun with the music on, and the depth and the sense of scale makes the game even better. So, anyone have a PSVR that they want to dump? Throw it my way. Okay, so that I played a really cool Commodore 64 game, a beta. The guy has a YouTube channel. It's called something, PC Baker, I think it's called. It's got a little chef's hat as a symbol. And he's programmed a Galaxian clone. It's called Galicia or something, Galician. The name escapes me. You can download the game, the beta, on the 1164 forum. If I remember, I'll put up a link. Now, if I've seen many Galaga clones being programmed on the Commodore 64. The Commodore is not the right platform to do it, essentially, because it has only eight sprites and not fast enough to do all the sprites. That's what I thought, and this was the reason for the tons of crappy Galaga clones on the Commodore 64. I could never find a good clone of Galaga, which is one of my favorite games. Now along comes this guy who has his own take on Galaga. It's not a one-on-one Galaga clone, but the name definitely does remind. I'm gonna try and find it. remind us of Galaga, and it's done very well. It's done very well. Definitely multiplexing going on, so a way of making getting more sprites on the screen than just the 8 that the Commodore has or offers. Even for a beta, it has music. It plays very well. It's going to have like 50 levels. It's going to be a very good game, I'm pretty sure. And I'm just going to click around on my PC, which you can't see. And I'm going to... Oh, there it is. It is called Gallonsia. Gallonsia by PC Baker. Right? PC Baker, and there's a forum topic on Lemon 64 forum. I'll put the link in. I've got it on my screen, so I can't forget. Good stuff. I could keep talking, but the last thing that I'll do now is space news. There's in space news today. I got a couple of things. The Juno mission. We went to Jupiter. We left. Us humans, we left in 2011, and last year in July we reached Jupiter. Now that thing has been screaming past Jupiter from pole to pole, trying to find out more about Jupiter, because we've known about Jupiter is a gas giant, and we don't know if it has a solid core, yes or no. But they found out some cool stuff that they didn't know before. One of the things is that the magnetic field around Jupiter is I think it's twice as strong in places as we thought it was. So that's quite significant, and it's already 10 times stronger than the one that we have, that our planet generates. They learned stuff about the ammonia distribution. Basically, Jupiter is like layers of gas going up to insane pressures. I read like at the first 100 kilometers, it's like 1 bar, and then 1,000 kilometers down, you get 5,000 bar. 5,000 bars. We can't survive 5,000 bars, not even in a submarine or something like that. And then if there is a core, I think they predicted 40 million bar at the surface. It's just amazing. They saw all kinds of storms, and if you're a scientist, it's probably very interesting for me. How gas giants work. If I can't stand on the surface of it ever, then it's not too interesting, but it's cool that we're seeing this for the first time. We're sending out probes in our own solar system, which is very nearby, but we're learning all kinds of new things. Then I will do SpaceX. SpaceX claims a lot of firsts. Now they've launched the Falcon 9 with their Dragon cargo ship, which has been used before. And now they've used it again to deliver stuff to ISS. So that's the first time that they've done that. Now, if the next video is that it's the first time that anyone's done it a third time, then I'm gonna lose interest. But we saw the landing. We saw the first stage go up and come back and land. My eye saw the cameras failing and coming back on. Remember the last time that we had no footage all of a sudden, which I thought was a bit weird. But then we saw the rocket standing, and it was there, and as evidence that it had succeeded the landing. We already know that they can land, but I thought it was weird. Now we see the rocket landing, and there's like a velocity indicator, and it's not synchronized exactly, the speed that you see, because you can see the thing coming down. but it slows down at the end dramatically. It's like when it's a few meters above the ground, it's still going at 100 kilometers per hour. I'm sorry. And then it stops. It's landed. It's successful. It's just a huge puff of yellow smoke, brown yellow smoke that is carried away by the wind, or I didn't see that in the other video. It's just the rocket standing there, no smoke, no nothing. And this time we saw a lot of smoke. Anyway, forget it. They've gone up to the ISS and reused their Dragon cargo ship. Way to go, Elon. Now, okay, well, we won't go into the fact that he doesn't want to be advisor to Trump anymore if Trump doesn't believe in climate change. Then, NASA is going to do something interesting in 2018. They're going to launch the Parker Solar Probe. It was called differently, but they renamed. It's the first time that a space vessel has been named after a scientist who's still alive. Dr. Eugene Parker predicted solar winds when everyone thought that the space between Earth and Sun was still a vacuum. He predicted solar winds, and they'd all almost not published or whatever, and in the end they did, and now we know that there are solar winds. So he got his name attached to this probe. This probe is going to go to the sun, and it's going to go as close as the outer atmosphere of the sun, which is the corona, at 6.3 million kilometers. To put that into perspective, the average distance the Earth-Sun is 150 million kilometers, a little bit less. But we've never been that close to the sun. Remember, it's the only star that we can visit. And we've never gone this close. Why? Because we never had the technology to do it. It has an 11.5 centimeter thick carbon composite skin to protect it from the heat and the radiation. It's going to be well over 1,300 degrees where it is, and it's going to do all kinds of measurements. Who knows what they'll find out? They're going to look into the solar wind stuff, and it's probably going to be important for a lot of things and stuff. So. I'm done talking, and I'm almost to my next cut, so I'm going to stop before that happens. I thank you for watching. I will see you the next time. Bye bye.